right now, more than ever before, the world needs you to step up into your alpha. Okay, now I'm not talking about the traditional alpha. I made another video about it. I'll link out to it over here. We're not talking about exerting status over other people, about dominating other people. Okay, that is a myth. That is the alpha male myth. What we're talking about over here is to raise to the level of calm, cool, collected rationality, right? The world is caught up in emotion. The world is caught up in hysteria. The world is caught up in panic. That is why we need you to step up into this alpha state, right? What I'm referring to over here is the essence of alpha. What I'm referring to over here is the alpha brain wave state. And the number one way to access your alpha is, of course, through meditation. Okay. If you do not have a consistent practice of meditation in your life right now, then this is the number one thing that you can do right now to elevate every other aspect of your life as well. Okay. Meditation means a lot of things to a lot of different people, but at its core, at its essence, it is about maintaining that single pointed focus in your mind so that you can really narrow down your attention to what is in front of you right here, right now. Okay, because right here, right now is the only thing that's real. Everything else is only a figment of your imagination. The past is your memories, which are not reflective of the reality. The projections of your future are only a figment of your imagination as well. So right here, right now is the only thing that's real. But so many times we get caught up in the there and then and in the past as well, right? So developing this muscle of your focus, of bringing your attention to the present moment right now, is the most powerful way that you can elevate every other area of your life as well. Okay. Now, the purpose of meditation, of course, like I said, is to get to that single pointed focus so that you can bring your attention and therefore generate that much force around the way that you bring your attention to the present moment. Also, it is to master your senses and master your mind and your body, okay? Because when you're sitting in your place of silence, if you're not used to meditating, then your mind will be coming up with stories telling you that it's enough, that you need to get up. Your body will feel uncomfortable telling you that you need to get up right now. But when you practice the power of your will over your mind, over your body, then you are further growing a distance between your mind and your body, and you are further exhibiting the reality that you are not your mind or your body. You are something beyond both of these things, and your mind and your body are your instruments that allow you to fulfill your deeper purpose that you are here for in your life, right? Thoughts will be popping up in your head. You'll be basically thinking about a lot of stuff that might have happened in the past. You'll be getting all of these anxieties about what your projections are for the future. But the more that you can detach yourself from them, right? The more you can observe your thoughts, the more you will exert the reality that you are not your thoughts, you are not your body, right? Intellectually, you can entertain these ideas in your head all that you want, but until you actually adopt or practice your daily sadhana, right, as they would talk about in the Hinduism philosophy, your daily practice, then it's not something that is embodied within you. It's not something that is true to you. It is not something that leads to a transformation in your consciousness. It is just mental masturbation. Okay, so when you can develop this practice and show up every single day and just sit in your place of silence, okay, people complicate this so much, like meditation is this, it's that, it's like so hard, I can't empty my mind, right? A lot of people come into this, they're like, yo, I just can't meditate, it's not for me. But I heard a really great quote. It's like, who is a good meditator? One who meditates, right? Just showing up every single day is the most important part of developing this meditation practice. It's not about clearing your mind. It's not about emptying your mind, right? Because that is impossible. It's about, first and foremost, bringing yourself to do this practice, okay? Just doing this practice is the most important aspect of it, right? Whatever you choose to do, just showing up and sitting in your place of silence every single day is the most important aspect of meditation, okay? Secondly, of course, like I said, mastering your mind, mastering your senses, mastering your body, growing a distance between them, and emphasizing the fact that you are not your mind, you are not your body. These are your instruments for you over here, right now, okay? And the reason meditation is the number one way to access your alpha is because, like I said, it comes down to your brain wave state. Right now, you're watching this video, you are most likely in a beta wave brain state, right? And what determines your state of brain waves is the amount of distance that there is between the peaks, right? When you're in a high wave beta brain wave state, it's like very high, right? You're like excited, you're like exerted right now. You might be stressed, you might be excited. It's like a high brain wave state, right? There's medium wave beta, there is low wave beta, and then right above that is alpha, right? Calm, cool, collected, relaxed, rational, and that is exactly what the world needs from you right now. That is exactly what the people around you need from you. That calm, cool, collected rationality, because people are emotional right now. And when people get emotional, they do not think with logic. And when they do not think with logic, they get caught up in the drama. They get caught up in the mainstream media of fear-mongering, of thinking that there's something to panic about. But the reality is that if you can maintain your calm, if you can maintain your cool, then you can focus on what is in front of you right here, right now, in terms of what most demands your attention, and then focusing on what you can actually do, right? Focusing on what is within your control, your thoughts, your behaviors, how you are showing up during this time is the thing that is within your control, and not getting caught up with these external agendas, right? Now, how do you go about this practice? Like for me personally, I'll give you a few pointers, right? First and foremost, getting to that place of silence. So having a designated area where you're not going to be disturbed, right? Place where you can not be distracted, a place where you can put in your headphones. And for me personally, I like putting in some nature sounds, right? You can download the app Oak. It's completely free on the App Store. You can download Headspace. I think they have a 10-day trial. Like you can download whatever you want. Maybe if you are new to meditation, you can get started with the guided meditations, okay? For me personally, I don't do the guided meditations right now. I just do listening to silence, okay? Putting my place in that silence, listening to silence, growing the distance between my thoughts. But if you are starting off right now, then having that guidance can definitely help you really develop this practice further. And like I said, you can download Oak on the App Store, OAK, and that is completely free and you can get started right now, okay? So having a designated place and finding a posture, right? So you want your spine to be as straight as possible, whether your feet are on the floor. Ideally, you just want to be comfortable, but you also want to keep your spine erect. You want to maintain that focus, that state of being upright, okay? You don't want to be slouched. You don't want to be too like lying down or something like that, because then you might pass out. But just keep your spine erect. That is the most important aspect of it, okay? And the way I go about it, like I said, it's just focusing, bringing my mind to that one point focus, which right now is my breath. I focus on my breath and I really listen to the sound of nature without drawing any judgment about it, right? Just like really becoming one with the sound, as weird as that seems. And basically just bringing my focus to my breath. Anytime a thought comes up, just observing it, right? Anytime a thought comes up, observing it. Okay, that's another thought right there. And then bringing it back, right? Observing it, right? Observing the thought means that you are not your thought. Observing your mind means that you're not your mind, right? This is the practice of actually growing that distance between the chatter and who you really are. This is the practice which you then go and utilize in your everyday life. Because when there is a distance between the thought chatter and who you really are, then there is a distance between stimulus and response, and then you can choose your most empowered response rather than reacting to external circumstances, okay? Meditation is not about the 20 minutes, 10 minutes that you take out in your day. It's about practicing that state so that it can be used in every situation in your life, okay? So like I said, for me, it's like focusing on my breath. Anytime it drifts off, observing it and then bringing it back, observing it and then bringing it back, right? Really focusing on that single point of my breath and getting lost in the sound, right? Ideally, when you are in some deeper states, then you can access theta brainwave state, which is even slower than the alpha brainwave state, okay? That is the point where your body is like literally dozing off. Like, you know, when you're so tired, you're like doing that. I go through that at times when I'm really focused, when I'm on an empty stomach, right? That's great for me because when I meditate, like I just did right now, after eating, it's not optimal for me. That's why ideally for me, it's first thing in the morning and last thing before going to sleep. Those are the ideal times for me because right in that twilight zone between sleep and waking is when we can actually get access to that theta brainwave state, which is even deeper than the alpha. Okay, but the more that you can practice this, the more you can embody these brainwave states in everyday life rather than just in the moment of your meditation. Okay, so it's a very simple practice, and like I said, you can get started with this by downloading the app. You can download Headspace or Oak, whatever you choose, and just going through that guided meditation can help you develop your practice further. But really, all you need is the willpower to just show up every single day. Okay, that is the most important aspect of meditation. There's no such thing as a good or bad meditator because the only aspect about it is just showing up. If you meditate, you're a good meditator. Okay, that's it. The only most important factor is showing up every single day, not getting identified with thinking that I'm not good at this, I can't clear my mind, I can't think too much. Because when you are thinking too much, then having that space for silence is really you processing all of that information, right? Processing it, it's like defragmenting the hard drive, growing a distance between it, and then you can bring that focus on to your everyday life as well. Okay, if you are not meditating, then please download Headspace, download Oak, develop this practice. Start with 1 minute a day, man. 1 minute a day. Start with that. Do it every single day. Increase it to 2, increase it to 5, but just start. Okay, we need you to be showing up as this calm, cool, collected, rational version of yourself, because right now is a time where people are losing their shit, and we need you to show up as your most capable self. We need you to be rational while the world is emotional right now. Okay, so develop this practice, develop this habit, and become the most capable version of yourself. So I hope that this has been valuable for you. Leave a comment below if there's any way I can help you out. Leave a comment below with your number one takeaway from this video. Let me know if you are currently meditating every single day and what your practice looks like. But if you do not have a practice right now, then just get started with the simplest way of downloading Oak, downloading some binaural beats, putting it on YouTube, whatever it is. Just get started with it and grow the distance between your body, your mind, your senses, and who you really are, so that you can show up as the real you rather than the you that is conditioned by your environment, by external factors, by external agenda. So with that, I conclude this video. This has been Mo. I hope that this has been valuable for you, and I will see you in the next video.